Welcome to Wager Talk today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's $5 Tuesday. We got a bunch of plays to get to. We got free plays. We've got guests. We've got NBA. We've got MLB. Dan, locked and loaded Tuesday. Playoffs are in full swing in NBA and NHL, and we're going to be joined by Mr. Buffalo Sabres himself today. Can't wait to talk to him. Who else we got on today's show?
Yes, the leader of the Buffalo Sabres fan club and a sharp mind indeed. Ross Benjamin going to lead off the show here in just a few moments. He's got a bet for you in 76ers taking on the Celtics. Do my Sixers have a pisser's chance? We'll find out what Ross thinks about that. Hawks and Knicks, he'll also have a play coming your way in that. Drew Martin's coming on a little bit later. We'll talk MLB with him. Tigers, Braves, Yankees, Rangers, two best bets coming your way in. This one, as Andy mentioned, it's $5 Tuesday, so we'll get you amped up for that. And Andy also said NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. Well, Andy, Wager Talk today, play of the day. All we ask you to do when we're giving you a free play here, typically a client play right at the top, hit that like button and subscribe. This one, Andy, NHL playoffs? No. NBA playoffs? No. How about the Patriot League lacrosse playoffs? This is available on every major sports book you can find. Go into the lacrosse tab. We alluded to giving away this one yesterday, Andy. It's since been upgraded to a client play, so free right here at the top of the show for you. We're taking Boston University tonight against Lehigh. This one, guys, it's simple. This is just a match in class, and Lehigh seems like a team who's just kind of happy to be here. They end up winning their last two games of the season to end up 4-4 in the Patriot League, kind of sneak in the back door, whereas Boston, they've been dominant this entire season long. They're 6-2 in Patriot League play. These two teams played earlier this year, as they are in the same, conference here, and it was a 14-13 overtime win for Boston. Now, yes, Boston got the win. Yes, it was maybe a little bit sweaty, but that game was when Lehigh was one of the worst teams in the Patriot League. Bit of a look-ahead spot as Boston played Army the week before, Navy the week after, or flip-flop those. But regardless, it was two military academies that were both ranked. It was a sleeper game. Boston isn't going to sleep on him this time. If you want the full write-up, clients have it, but we're taking Boston University on the money line. I'm not opposed to laying the goal and a half if you want to get anywhere from plus 122 to plus 105. But just to be safe, in case this is a little tighter, let's take the money line that's just there on that cusp of being a little too juicy for us, Andy. And let's go 8-4 on the free Wager Talk today plays of the day.
Yeah, I'm looking at if you have FanDuel, that's going to be your best odds at this point right now. This line has kind of jumped a little bit all over the place. Make no mistake, as soon as I put this thing in for clients, the line will move. This happens every single time. Like it doesn't take a lot to move these lacrosse lines. So if you want to lock it in, you want to join us, then I would lock that in ASAP. Look at FanDuel. So,
well, if that didn't get you hype enough, Andy, I know that this will. It is $5 Tuesday, and Ross the Boss is coming up. Let's get it. Are you not entertained? They love it when I turn off the bass. Are you not entertained? Your favorite cappers, their favorite plays, $5, WagerTalk.com. We'll find out what Andy has coming up. But let's bring in the Ross, the boss. We alluded to it, man. The chat's always hype when we got Ross in the chair, man. How we feeling today, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, My Sabres on the verge of clinching the series tonight against the Bruins. So feeling pretty good. Coming off a 2-1 day yesterday, made a profit the day before. Was a little bit of a rough run for a while, but turning around and still number one over the last 365 days when it comes to units earned.
I love it, Ross. You have that glow like your team is up 3-1. Like there's a certain glow when your team
is up, man. I
up
bet that glow was dissipated for the last 14 years with this franchise. So, yeah, I'm glowing. A lot of people in Western New York are glowing right now, Andy.
All right. I want to do something kind of impromptu real quick. I want to give you two props for your Buffalo Sabres tonight. I don't want you to make it. I don't want to make you pick a side or, a total or anything. So which one do you like? I've got Bowen Byram to go over 1.5 shots on goal. He's had 2, 4, 2, and 3 in every game in the series. He's averaging over 4 shot attempts on goal. Or do you want to take he's been a stud, man, Owen Power to have a point. He has a point in every single game this season. That's plus 167. So do you want Power at plus 167 to have a point, or do you want to go with the shots on goal? What should we play?
Yeah,
today?
I would go with Bowen Byram over 1.5 shots on goal. He's been a force in the series. He scored 3 goals. He's a +7. He's playing extremely well right now. Owen Power, 4 assists in the first 4 games, 1 assist in each game. But if you look at his season numbers, he's due to have a game where he doesn't put up a point on the board. Having said that, he's played very well on the defensive end. So, if you put the proverbial gun to my head, Andy, I would take the Bowen Byram over 1.5 shots on goal.
That's what I love about Ross. He can just impromptu rip off stats about players he wasn't prepared
knows his
for.
shit.
He knows this team very, very well. All right, there you go. There's a free play. Bowen Byram getting it pretty close to even money. So let's switch to NBA here, Ross. We got a triple header here tonight. You're going to break down a couple games here for us. We're going to do the 76ers Celtics and Hawks versus Knicks. You've got the Eastern Conference teams. We'll start with this 76ers Celtics. Embiid makes his return. Yes, Dan, we have to talk about your 70. Don't worry. After this, we'll talk about how your Phillies just fired their manager. Don't worry.
How the Flyers haven't turned out the lights on the Penguins yet after taking
take your pick. Take your pick, Ross.
I don't mean to pick on you, Dan. Love you, buddy. Anyway, Philly at Boston tonight, Andy. The total in this game is 213.5. That's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to use a betting system in both of these games, and it's a playoff betting system, and it's a round 1, game 5 betting system, to be specific. Since 2012 playoffs, any game 5 round 1 matchup has gone 18-2 to the under, 90%. Game 1 or game 5, round 1 since 2012. All of those games, there's been 20 instances where that's occurred, and 18 of the 20 have gone under the total. The average total 214.7. The average or the total right now in Philly and Boston is 213.5, and there was only 205 points scored per game. So. To me, that makes a lot of sense because it's either a team's in position to close out or a pivotal game 5, which prompts some stingy defense and some strong defensive play along with physicality to come with that. In Boston, coming off wins in games 3 and 4 at Philly, they shot 42.6% and 45.3% from beyond the 3-point line in both of those contests. However, the Celtics have played 5-0 to the under in their last 5 games after shooting 40% or better from 3-point range in back-to-back games. So in those, 40% or better in back-to-back games from beyond the 3-point line, the Celtics have played 5-0 to the under in their next game. So there you have it there in Boston. 1 game 4 at Philly, 128-96. And that game went over the total. The Celtics, who have been an under team all year. The Celtics have played 22-8 to the under this year, following an over in their previous game. They've also played 6-0 to the under in their last 6 this year, coming off a road win by 20 points or more. In those games, averaged 202 points per game. Philadelphia, on the other hand, 5-1 to the under this year, when the total is 210 to 219.5, and that includes 3-0 to the under on the road. And Philadelphia also 4-0 to the under off and over. In their last 4, Philadelphia 4-0 to the under this year, coming off a home game in which they scored 99 points or fewer. In those 4 games, went under the total by 18.2 points a game. And finally, Andy, because numbers don't lie and liars don't figure, the 76ers have played 9-2 to the under in their last 11 overall. You guessed it, Philadelphia and Boston under 213.5.
Yeah, pretty hard to disagree with that one. So Embiid made his return. He was okay. The shots.
I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. It's just like, man, that poor guy.
He just didn't have a lot of help, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what I saw in that game. I was pretty happy. I had Boston, and I laid the points. But, he also played a lot more minutes than we anticipated as well. He hovered around 32 minutes in that game. So I was pretty impressed with his effort. He wasn't the problem. The rest of the 76ers were.
Yeah, I don't know if Kelly Oubre did Kelly Oubre make a basket? It's like I don't know if he did. If he did, I don't remember watching it. So it's $5 Tuesday. We're gonna talk about Hawks and Knicks here in a second. But what do you have up for everyone on Tuesday?
Yeah, I got a MLB play up right now, and I also have an NBA play up right now. The NBA game between the Spurs and the Trailblazers, Game 5 of that series. Also have an MLB play that goes tonight, both for $5, folks. Major League Baseball since May the 12th of last year. I'm up 44 units. I finished number 1 in Major League Baseball regular season last season. And NBA playoffs since 2021, 158 and 113, 58%, and a huge net profit of plus 134.76 units. And as I said at the top, been number 1 in all sports at WagerTalk over the last 365 days with 138.17 units of net profit. So.
Excellent run, Ross. Let's see how we do with this Hawks and Knicks. It's kind of been different from game to game. One team will look good, one team won't look good. So tough one tonight. Knicks -6.5. To me, this line tells you the books don't quite know what to do with it. This feels like a very vanilla number. Over under 214.5. Tough handicap. What do you expect tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the total again. I mean, the same principle applies here. Since the 2012 NBA playoffs, Game 5, Round 1, 18-2 to the under. So with the average of just 205 points scored per game. The caveat with this, though, if you add in the fact that in those Game 5 since 2012, if the series was tied 2-2, which this one is, they played 6-0 to the under and averaged less than 200 points scored per game combined. So again, a strong betting system, and then you add in the fact that if the series is tied 2-2, an even better betting system when it applies to the total in Game 5 Round 1 matchups. The Knicks, by the way, 6-0 to the under. The last 6 when the total is 228 or less, and they allowed 99 or less in their previous game, which they did. They allowed I believe 98 points in the previous game against Atlanta. It was less than 100 and in any event. And the Knicks, in the first 4 games of the series, Andy, they forced 21.3 turnovers per game by Atlanta. Now, Atlanta's a good offensive team, but it's hard to have any kind of offensive continuity when you're turning the ball over at that rate. And the Knicks have also played 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Atlanta 5-0 to the under this year, whenever they're an away underdog of plus 3.5 to 9.5 and a total of 231 or less. And those games went under the total by 7.8 points per game. 8 meetings, including the playoffs this year, between these clubs. 6 of them have gone under the total. Andy, I'm going to go under again. Atlanta and the New York Knicks under 214.5.
You're muted, Andy.
There we go. Sorry about that. This is a tough game to figure out tonight. The Knicks got some problems with some of the role players. You hope they come in and not shoot the ball very well to get this under. So, Ross, you're gonna have a blast tonight watching. Where are you watching the game tonight?
Home.
Home.
home
Yeah.
in my recliner, in
Home
my
game.
78-inch TV. Nobody aggravates me that way. My wife keeps quiet because she knows how I'm into this series in
You're
Sabres
locked
in
in.
general, so looking forward to it, man. It's been a long time. Hopefully they can close it out tonight. And I hope you hit your lacrosse play, Dan.
Thank you.
And Andy,
Let's get it.
keep up the good work, my man. Love you guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you, Ross.
you, Ross. Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
All right.
Ross Benjamin, everyone. Let's see. We got a few things. 5% tennis play. I want to get to this now. This play starts this afternoon. It's $5 Tuesday. We can't put up 5% plays for $5, but it is half price. So you're getting a 5% tennis play for half price. It's a parlay. One of the legs is doubles. It starts this afternoon. We've only had 2 5% tennis plays in the last year. We've hit both of these. Tennis plays have been absolutely fantastic. One of the pleasant surprises this year for us. Up there, if you're looking for $5 play, I've got an NHL best bet, got an NBA best bet. That is up. We took L's in both those sports last night, but the bounce back Tuesday is here. 12 units profit each. Number 1 in NHL playoffs. Your boy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, all right. So, question of the day. We've been doing question of the day to leave in the comment section. We give away a
What do we
3-day
got?
pass. I'm going to give you away a 3-day pass on this one because I thought of this yesterday. What is the first thing that I do Monday mornings when I go into my office? I do the same thing every Monday morning. Every single Monday morning, I do the same thing every single week. Put it in the comment section after the show is over. After the show is over.
Okay.
If
So we'll remind you towards the. I'm going to have to think on this one, Andy. So we'll remind folks towards the end. So start thinking now. Don't put it in the live chat. How does Andy start his week off? Every Monday, he does the same exact thing.
Same thing.
Start the week off. What is it? I'm going to have to think on that one, but you do the same. And while you're thinking on it, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Andy told you what we have rocking over at his page, wt.buzz/AL. But rocking on the show right now, we got our man, Drew Martin, in the house. Your reputation preceding you, Drew, as even an LSU fan, is dropping War Eagle in the chat, man. Hell might be freezing. I don't know, man. How we doing?
Yeah, the Bayou Bengals, the Auburn Tigers, a nice little rivalry there. I've had some good nights in Baton Rouge, so shout out to LSU. But I'll tell you, Dan, with the NFL draft coming to a conclusion, I almost feel like the offseason NFL, we can kind of learn a lot almost about college football as well, since we're bringing it up. How about the fact that only 74 schools had a player drafted, meaning that's the lowest in recent history of the NFL.
That seems low.
Yeah, and it speaks to, this transfer portal, the guys going for money, and it's just going to the bigger schools. I mean, I don't think it's great for college football, but it is something to kind of notice here, and it's coming in the numbers. The NFL draft is telling us that.
Well, I think that's a great point, Drew, and it kind of, underscores what we're seeing. They're talking about, expanding the college football playoffs, this, that, and the other thing. However, with IU winning, yes, major positive, but there was also a clear, hey, let's start pouring some money into this program. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they bought it, but if you look at what Miami did say, hey, we're going to get their hell or high water. So it does kind of feel like, yes, maybe there's a chance for more parity, but it has way more to do with who's going all in on the NIL, who's going to essentially buy their trip to the championship. And it underscores what you're saying there is the schools with the deeper pockets are going to get that top flight talent. And really good poll that you have there. And an interesting note that I think we would all, it wouldn't surprise us if you would tell me, hey, there's less talent out there that's going on this next level to the NFL simply because the teams with deeper pockets, they can afford to keep bringing these people in,
Absolutely, Dan. And like G5 talent drafted in the NFL was at a low number as well. And it's not G5 talent, or I guess we should call it group of 6, the non-power 4. It's not that those kids that originally signed out of high school were a low number in the NFL draft. It's when you finished college and then went to the NFL. And it speaks to a lot of those guys that start off at the smaller schools are getting found and then transferred to a bigger school. It's just something, hey, the transfer portal, it is what it is. I like what you talked about with Indiana. I think it's good for college football to have the Hoosiers up there, but it also speaks to Mark Cuban, and the millions of dollars he signed to his alma mater. And as that keeps happening with these colleges, as an Auburn alumni, I get the newsletters, the emails, and it's, Tim Cook, the now former CEO of Apple. It's Yellowwood Lumber. It's these big, billionaires. What do they want to happen? And that's happening with different schools around the nation. It's just a new world of college football.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Drew. And I can always rely on you coming proper with some absolute dimes here right out of the gate. Or I guess we could say diamonds, because you can check out Drew's Daily Diamond here on the channel as well. We'll get to that in just a few here, Drew. But let's talk what's going on the diamond here tonight. They signed you 2 games that I think are pretty interesting handicaps. I mean, the line tells you this is a tight one, starting off a new series here on Tuesday. The handicap of the game, obviously interesting, but the real question is, do we see another homer from Torkelson? I mean, so this guy on Sunday, he hits another homer against Cincinnati. That made it his 5th straight game with a home run. If he makes it to 6, it's going to be the first time we've seen this in 2 years. It was Devers who did that, 2 seasons ago. So yes, the handicap is interesting, but are we just continuing to bet Torkelson home runs? Because we would have cashed some nice tickets if we did that, Drew.
I mean, the trend is your friend in sports betting. That's a little slogan I like to go with, and a lot of things in life, the stock market and sports betting. So I wouldn't talk you off of it. I mean, that's a nice stat there. In terms of the way I broke it down, Dan, I just go to this price point, man. I mean, looking at odds logic right now, as low as -115 on the Atlanta Braves. I mean, this team's 20-9. They're 10-5 at home. They're 10-2 their last 12. Those are just stats I find tough to step in front of. And Martin Perez, he's not going deep, but he's got a sub-3 ERA. And oh, by the way, it's correlated in Major League Baseball for as long as I can remember. When you're 20-9, that usually speaks to you have a good bullpen. And sure enough, if you go by bullpen whip, #1 bullpen in baseball, that being the Atlanta Braves. Now, it's nothing against Casey Mize. Speaking of Auburn, the #1 pick out of Auburn a few years ago. He's had a great year. I mean, outside of one start, he's been really good, but it's just go back to that bullpen edge. The Tigers, they've struggled a little bit with their relief arms. I have them at number 24 by my bullpen ratings. So that's what bottom 6 or 7 there. Detroit's also a team that has huge home road splits. This Detroit Tigers team, 10-2 at home. They're in the Motor City, but when they go on the road, they're just 5-12. I think they're going to struggle here, and it's speaking more towards the Braves and how good this Atlanta team is. So heading to Cobb County tonight, Braves being at home, I think the number's short, Dan. Give me the Braves over the Tigers.
Yeah, and with how much these rosters have changed, things like that, it's not really fully. Hey, but you mentioned trend is your friend. How about the fact that it's not like these teams play all that often, but going back to 2019, Braves 9-1 straight up against Detroit. So this has been a dominant matchup here, and you're getting the Braves at a really nice discount price. So I like the breakdown there, Drew. Like the thoughts. Bravos, take them against the Tigers, says Drew. Before we get to your second game here, Yankees and Rangers, I think this is a really good point by Brian Hatton. I'm wondering if it's something that you attack, because you're in the daily grind of MLB. So thought process here, your Marlins last night, they end up covering the run line, a tight game there. But Brian pointing out there were a lot of stranded batters. So when you're seeing a team that doesn't quite convert, hits into runs, do you see that as maybe a chance to, come in and sweep back in on a positive regression the following game or in the following series, where a team that's leaving batters stranded, is there potential for them, obviously, to right that ship, especially a team like the Dodgers, who are big favorites all the time? He's looking at taking that team total over simply because of how many batters were just chilling on base last night. Not just in that game. Is that something that you kind of handicap, something that you look at, how many times people leave runners in scoring position, and if you think a positive regression could potentially come in the following games?
Absolutely. For the full course of the season, those are numbers I would definitely look at. And I do look at. In terms of just one game, though, I almost feel like it's a little bit of a short sample size because
Fair.
I'm just kind of speaking off the top of my head, but I know Junk is going tonight for the Marlins, and he's been really good. He actually only gave up one hit his last time out. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be able to do that against the Dodgers lineup, but it is something to kind of bring in. But yeah, it's a great point. I mean, it is something to just speak to, the Dodgers being obviously winning games. I mean, I would say the best team in baseball. But tonight, I mean, the way I actually went and betted the Marlins and the Dodgers tonight, West Coast at night, talked about Junk giving up only one hit, and Shohei Ohtani is on the hill here for the Dodgers. And I mean, he's been great. He's got a 0.38 ERA. Both bullpens top 10 by my metrics. So I actually think the unders in play in Southern California.
Yeah, sounds like maybe even a potential first 5 under with that pitching matchup. I love the thoughts there. And look, you even get a little extra there from Drew just because you asked a question. Hit that like button, folks. You drop in the comments. You never know what you're going to get. Drew, all right, let's talk game 2 here. Yankees and Rangers. Again, a great breakdown for you because you're a side better through and through. You do much more totals when it comes to baseball, but this one, another one that's a tight, not quite pick 'em line. You see the the Yankees here looking after that 4-2 win to make it another one here. How are you looking to break down this one, brother?
How about the Bronx Bombers, Dan? I mean, 19-10, the number 1 record in the American League, number 1 run differential. They're almost positive 50, scoring more than their opponents. And they got Schlittler on the hill tonight. He's been good. The 25-year-old, 3-1, sub-2 ERA, 41-4 strikeout to walk ratio. Man, the Yankees are a team I have bet on or pass. I'm not looking to fade them. The problem is they're up against Jacob deGrom. And deGrom, man, he's 37 years old, but he's still slinging it. He's getting up there in terms of the velocity. He's pitched 25 innings, 35-7 strikeout to walk ratio. 2.1 ERA, nothing to shake your head at. I just go offensive edge. It points towards the Bronx Bombers. I mean, this lineup is hot. Top 5 lineup overall. Top 5 against righties. And talked about Schlittler and how good he's been on the bump. So 9-2, their last 11. Talking about the Yankees. Again, I don't want to step in front of them. And in fact, I like them tonight. And it's almost one of those handicaps where Jacob deGrom, you would probably give a slight edge to, but it's just the offensive edge goes so much more towards the Yankees guys. And again, I go back to numbers, minus 115. So you're laying 115 to win 100 with a team that's playing this good a ball right now. Yeah, I like the Yankees, Dan.
Yeah, a team that's played great on the road too, 11-5 on the year, a team who's kind of been subpar at home in the Rangers, and you kind of saw that last night with the 4-2 win there. So Drew, I would love to give you some Teddy Covers cross-examination, but I love both those plays. So let's get it, man. Let's sweep the board here tonight. What do you got rocking for $5 Tuesday? And also tell the folks about the show that they can catch on the channel here every day when they're subscribed. We love us some Drew's Daily Diamond.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. We got the $5 Tuesday 4% game of the week up and available tonight. So, you can grab that for just $5. And Drew's Daily Diamond, going daily right here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, breaking down 2 or 3 free bets on the MLB slate. So, I guess when you're done with WagerTalk today, go check out the show for today. And Dan, I want to say, because we were talking about the changes in college football, how about the changes in the MLB betting landscape with these exchanges coming out? You brought up, I bet MLB sides a lot. And I just want to remind people out there, the reason I love it, yes, I like baseball. I follow it daily. But also, is it the best bet in sports betting? It's a dime line. It's half off pretty much. When you bet a football side, you're laying 110 to win 100. When you bet a baseball side, you're only laying 105 to win 100, and these exchanges are even going less than a dime line. It's a great time to be a baseball bettor, particularly on the sides market.
So as that, and I know that, typically still when we're releasing stuff for clients, we're doing it for people who can get it down at the sports book. But we were just talking yesterday with Steve and with Bill about how these predictive markets, these exchange markets, they're not going away anytime soon, Drew.
No.
So adding them to your portfolio, if they're available in your area, it's a no-brainer, because what do we preach all the time, right? Find the best price. Even if this is kind of a new frontier for you, these are places where you can find the best price, Drew.
Yeah, and you say they're not going anywhere. In fact, the U.S. government just said they are legal. And
Yes.
if you look at, the S&P 500, I love throwing this out there in terms of the stock market. We're at or near all-time highs. And go look at FanDuel, or actually we should say DraftKings stock. It's down 50%. That's speaking to where people are betting, where people are going. And it's to the exchanges because you're getting better numbers.
1,000%, Drew. I love it. Great, thoughts there on, where you can grab some different outs there. And like Drew said, not only is it not going anywhere, it's becoming the norm. So,
Yeah.
Drew, best of luck, man. Cash those tickets. Good luck continuing the show here on the channel too. Always a pleasure, Drew. Thanks, man.
Dan, Andy, Cash 'em boys, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Drew Martin, WT.buzz/DM is where you can grab his best bets. Again, $5 Tuesday, folks. Andy, remind them real quick before we give them some free plays, have a little fun here. What are we rocking with tonight? Because tennis play, if you want it at half off, better go grab it soon.
Yeah, we're doing the Johnny and them said some of our markets that are not as prevalent that are in people's heads, like cricket, rugby, even boxing, and these tennis parlays we can do at half price. So we're experimenting with it. So you're getting a 5% tennis bet that starts this afternoon. It's a parlay. One of the legs is a doubles leg. So be prepared for that. But it's 5% play. We've only had 2 of these. We've won both of them in the last year. And we've got our $5 MLB, NBA, and NHL best bets that are up. If you're looking for something a little bit more long-term, we're still running that 60-day special. You're going to get all of the NBA and NHL playoffs, and we're going to throw in MLB for free. Seeing MLB really, really nice. It's a team effort. You guys know you're not just getting me. You're getting Dan. You're getting Jan. You're getting all that stuff. So that's over at WT.buzz/AL. That's discounted down to $249. So a lot of good things going on. This is a great time of year to build the bankroll. Great time of year to build the bankroll. There's a lot of things that the books and the general public are not paying attention to. It's where we flourish. So a couple things. So yes, the comment of the day, we'll give away a 3-day pass if anybody gets it right, but you can also put wrong answers and
maybe we'll pick one of the best ones. So
exactly.
So in case people missed it earlier,
yeah,
we got all around the world coming up here, and then we're going to wrap things up for the day. But if you made it this far in the video, comment below, what do you think Andy does to start off each week? Every Monday, he does one thing to start off his week in his office. What is it? Comment below with your WagerTalk username. Boom, you're going to be entered in for a free 3-day flex pass. If you get it right, you're definitely getting it. If you give the best damn answer, you're probably getting it as well. So drop those comments below. We'll circle back to them on tomorrow's show. We also have a fun guest that's going to be on tomorrow. Derek Carty from EV Analytics is going to join us and talk about some baseball trends. So it's going to be a hell of a show tomorrow. But Andy, we're not done yet, because let's get the folks winners here and all around the world.
Well, before we do that, what do we do with your Phillies now? Firing the manager? This has been a bet on spot over the years. Like, this has been a big time bet on spot. We've had Yanni telling us that telling us the Phillies are not this bad. I'll just spoil it for you. I'm picking the Red Sox today because they won 2 games after they fired their manager. Like,
that's fair. Let's see. What do we got after the news broke? What did the Phillies line do? Because they were favorites. They became bigger favorites. So they were -150. We're seeing it's getting close to -170. It's Luzardo versus Mail. If the Phillies are bouncing back, I would rather take. Let's go. If you're gonna back the Phillies today, I say Phillies team total over. I think that's how I would attack it more than take them to win. And you might get Alex Cora. No, they offered him the job, and he said, "I respectfully decline." Nobody wants a piece of this. Nobody wants a piece of this. But if we're doing this, and we're betting on straight up dump truck trash. I'm not, but if you were, I would take the Phillies team total over if you believe in the dead cat bounce, you know?
I have the Giants team total over 3.5. I did that free play on the prop line. That was the play of the day. Actually, there's some incredible stats here. Your boy Luzardo, he has 2 good starts and 3 bad starts. All of his 3 bad starts are at home. 16 innings, 23 hits, 19 earned runs at home. That'll get the home crowd fired up.
Man. Yeah, that'll do. Well, Andy, I will be a week from today. I will be a part of that hometown crowd.
That's great.
I was joking with you before they went on this huge losing streak. I was like, oh, my father-in-law will go and see a Phillies game together. That'll be a fun time because he's a big Phillies fan. I like him, but I'm not crazy about the Phils. But I was like, let's go down. They're playing the A's. I was like, all right, this is a chance that maybe they'll snap, whatever's ailing them. I paid $90 for the pair of tickets. Really good seats, Andy. I was like, oh, this is a freaking bargain. There were tickets selling yesterday, like on the rail for like $25 a ticket.
Yeah.
So, it's the diamond hands didn't help me in that aspect.
All right, let's go all around the world. We got a couple of plays here. We got one in MLB, and then I'll break down the one NBA game we did not get to. I believe in this Red Sox team. I believe in I'm calling it the Dave Koken bump. This was one of his favorite, but this is one of his favorite bet. Not one of, I think it was his favorite betting angle ever was this. And they won 2 in a row since firing the manager. Tolley makes a second start for Boston. I watched his first start because I had a bet in that game. Pretty good, man. He held the Yankees to 3 hits, 1 earned run. He went 6 innings, 93 pitches. He got himself in a jam. He got the bases loaded, and he pitched his way out of it. So it's not bad. And you got Yasevich, first start of the season coming off of the IL. I don't know how much run he's going to get. Toronto's bullpen is 4.38 ERA. Boston's 3.59. So you have the advantage there. I think you might get to the Toronto bullpen a little bit early with Yasevich unless he blasts through the first few innings. But I think this is a very fair price. You're getting a lot of things that say take the Red Sox in this one. So I'll be a believer in the Red Sox. Trailblazers and Spurs. I wanted to break down the one NBA game we haven't talked to. Tough lines here. I'm going to lean with the Spurs minus 11.5 versus Portland. Wemby comes back, and this defense is just insane. I mean, you've got the Thunder and you've got the Spurs, and when they lock down on defense, it's just truly insane. Well, when Wemby's in there, it's Olajuwon-esque if you watched it. Like, that's the only thing I can kind of remember with a guy inside like that, except he's taller. This game's at San Antonio. They can close it out. All 3 of the Spurs wins this series have been by 12 or more. The Spurs are the 3rd defensive rated team in the postseason. The Blazers are 14th. Here's an insane stat for you, Dan. Last 2 games in the second half, the Spurs have outscored the Blazers 134-78. That's almost
Christ. That's almost double for you math majors out there.
Yes. So when the second half has rolled around the last couple of games, the Spurs just lock in and blow the roof off the place. And that San Antonio, that place is going to be cooking tonight. So we'll take the Spurs minus 11.5 against the Trailblazers. So
love it.
Yeah, Koken was the only Capper Press did give a hard time to. Yes, DC was that dude. Yes,
no, the best was like Koken would literally rip darts live on air, and like no one was gonna say shit. You know what I mean? Like we were always, like, hey, when you're on air, like we've laxed some of the like people always used to have to come on like looking proper, like sport coats like Teddy and everything like that. Dave would come on with a Kangol hat, leaning back in his chair, just like ripping darts and just dropping dimes. Yeah, R.I.P. to one of the GOATs. Dave Koken for sure was a character and a man who taught us a lot about betting. So let's go with the fired coach theory for Dave Koken's memory there.
I didn't know Dave like super well. I got the Wager Talk, and I think I only did a few shows with him, but I remember watching him, and somebody was like Dave, man, like you've been doing this forever. Why don't you retire? And he goes, retire and do what?
This is literally, and you can hear it. You could literally hear it. He'd be like, retire and do what? What the hell do you want me to do?
Oh man, Johnny says
we're both hitting it
you and
at
I
the same time.
both clicking on it.
I know, because it's such a good comment.
Jesus, I love handicapping. Yeah, that's what he said. Retire.
No, that's what. But that's like that's the thing is, especially in this profession, Andy. Like people say all the time, like it'll age you like no other. But like truly one of the OGs, the Stardust days. Like this dude was a handicapper through and through. He would have rather continued putting out plays for his clients and continue helping them until he's in the dirt than being like, I'm going to ride off into the sunset. I'm going to go get some good dinners and stuff like that. Like, no, he's like, till his last breath, he was like, we got to beat the books. You know what I mean? Like, you got to love that. Got to love that, man.
Yeah, the last tournament, the last golf tournament he was live for, he picked the winner.
Yeah.
What a way to go out.
Go out like you came in. Dave Koken, baby. That's for sure, man.
Oh, okay. All right. So the prop line is up. And speaking of Dave Koken, we are recording our golf show here in about 15 minutes. So we're going to get you ready for the Cadillac Open, I believe it's called. We're playing a course that we haven't played in 10 years. So myself and Jan and Dan will break that thing down for everybody. The prop line is up. We go over our same game parlay. We hit our same game parlay. 19 and 12 on same game parlays since we started trying. Who says you can't profit off of same game parlays? That is what I do. I'll show you how to make money.
I'll tell you what, speaking of Dave Koken, he would be like, there's no freaking way you're hitting these, Andy. And then he would be like, oh, you're 19 and 12. Okay. Mr. Anti-parlay,
Oh, this is a good one. Who do you like for a dinger today? Who was the guy you were talking about earlier? Can he get to 6 in a row?
Torkelson. Yeah, Torkelson. He's going for 6 in a row. Yeah, so yeah, it would be historic if he does it. Well, I mean, historic, I guess, first time since Devers did it, but 5 straight games, he's hit a dinger. Another blast would make him first major leaguer with a 6-game home run streak since Devers did it in 2024. So why not? I mean, you could even let's see, 6 games, he's 409, he's 9 for 22, 5 homers, 6 RBIs. Before this season started, he never hit a home run. So how about that?
Serious? That is very,
no, excuse me. This season, I'm sorry. So this season, he did not have a home run, and now he has ripped off 5 straight games with a home.
Okay, I was going to say that's very steroid era.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
career high 8
random drug test. Yeah, right. So it's Spencer Torkelson. So why the hell not?
Yeah. We might have to do a dinger every day. Why not? Let's just pick a guy.
Well, I know he's asking because the one book does a dinger Tuesday. So maybe every Tuesday, starting next week, every Tuesday, Andy and I will come with a home run hitter for you. Does that sound good to you, King Cabano? But you have to hit that like button and tell your friends to subscribe. And comment below, what does Andy do to start his week with your WagerTalk username? And we'll give away some free 3-day flex passes.
I do it the very first thing Monday morning when I go into my office, and I don't do it for the rest of the week. I do it one time.
We already had. You got to drop these in the comments below because Block Beat hit you with the smokes crack.
Smokes crack. Okay. Yeah, I like to get my week started.
This one's a little nicer.
Well, since we record the show at noon, I have to get in my office before the afternoon.
Yeah, that would be late morning delight. That would be late morning delight. Yeah. So comment below and let us know. Include your WagerTalk username, and you'll be entered in for a free 3-day flex pass. Good stuff, Andy. Remember, Boston University, free play that we gave away. They're playing Lehigh tonight. Bet them on the money line in lacrosse. We have 3 plays loaded for clients right now in conference tournament weekend. Typically, we have 1 a week, Andy. We're probably going to end up with 5 or 6 this week if all things break our way. So 3 of them are up now. 1 of them's at Boston University. WT.buzz/AL.
All right. Let's have a really, really big Tuesday, guys. $5 Tuesday. Get as many plays as you want. bet responsibly. Make sure we protect that bankroll. Let's have a big Tuesday, guys. Let's have a big Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday, same time, same place. Look on your bets. Take care.